Do not be afraid. Brothers and sisters, do not be afraid what is coming up against you. Because those things that are coming up against you, they want you to give up. But do not be afraid of them. Because greater is He who is in you than they that are in the world. So do not be afraid. Brothers and sisters, fear is not from God. Fear is from the adversary. The adversary wants you to be afraid of him because he knows he can do nothing unless he introduces fear into your mind. That's why you see on many occasions when an angel of the Lord visited men of God and women of God, the first thing the angel of the Lord would tell them that do not fear, because angels know what fear does to people. You know, what fear does to you is that fear transfers authority from you to the adversary. It is like you are giving in to the adversary. So do not be afraid. Move with courage. Move with boldness. Because you can do it. You are stronger than your enemies. You are far beyond them. You are above them. You are the head and never the tail. You know, Job says that the thing that I greatly fear has come upon me. So the thing he was greatly afraid of came upon him. So my brothers and sisters, that thing you are afraid of, the more you give into it, it will come to pass. But if you do not give into it and you start meditating on the word of God, then that thing will leave. Some of you have nightmares. You wake up when you're petrified. You wake up when you are terrified. Some of you sleep with your lights on because you're afraid of the dark. But my brothers and sisters, do not be afraid because God is with you. He said He will never leave you nor forsake you. Even in your darkest moments, have courage. Even when you are facing court cases, do not be afraid. Even when you are brought before men who have falsely accused you, stand on the truth. Stand on the word. Because God will give you the right words to say. God will instruct you, brothers and sisters. We serve a God who's bigger than what you are going through. And brothers and sisters, instead of speaking about your mountain, speak to the mountain how big your God is. Let your mountain know that your God is big, that your God is greater, that you will come out of it. So brothers and sisters, fear, in other words, is defined as false evidence appearing to be real. It is an illusion. It is not real. You know, I'm reminded of times when I was growing up as a young kid. And you know, I would hang clothes next to the window. And during the night, when I've flipped off the lights, when I've turned off the lights, I would see those clothes as though it was somebody sitting and staring at me. That is how fear does. And when I would shout out, when I would cry out, somebody would come and flip on the lights. And I began to realize these are just clothes, things that I've made up in my mind. And one of the things that actually opened the door for fear was the movies that I watched. I used to watch a lot of horrific movies. So, brothers and sisters, you also need to check the source of your information. Because if you keep feeding yourself with things that are full and are packed with fear, fear will be introduced into your system. That's why you see I'm very careful what I listen to, the movies I choose to watch, the songs I choose to listen to. Some songs introduce fear to you, depression to you. Books that you read. the news that you choose to listen to, because there is most of the news stations that are out there, they operate on one principle, and that is fear. They are about fear. So brothers and sisters, do not be afraid is the message of today. Well, I have come to the end of this message. One thing that I would like you to do is share this message, this good news, with somebody else. Introduce somebody to this good news. Let them know that fear is not of God, and let them move with courage and confidence that Jesus, who resides in them, is bigger than what they are going through. Until next time, shalom.